Hello again, everybody. This is CJ, your local friendly technology addict, and this is the Tech Addict's Addict coming at you from the Tech Addict's Garage. So, it's been a while since my last video, and I apologize for that. The simple fact is, I have no excuse. I've got a flaming mess of a studio, we'll call it my studio, where I normally do my videos, is my dining room, and that table is just covered with all of my stuff. We've been doing some cleaning. And all of my junk winds up in my area, and, at the end of the day, I just don't have the energy to do anything with it. And on the weekends, I'm busy taking care of my kids and my wife, so it's, it's one of those kind of things. I just don't have time for my fun stuff anymore. But, I've had to make time because there is something that I want to do. I've got, and you knew this was coming, I've got a fountain pen. Yeah, it's an old Ambassador fountain pen, but the barrel of the pen has been squidged by something. It's kind of dented. So what I need to do is make a mandrel that I can put inside the fountain pen, heat the pen body, and kind of pull that dent out, or I should say push the dent out. So in order to do that, I of course need to make a mandrel. Well, another thing is I've got this here green Esterbrook, and the clip on it was kind of bent right here in the middle because it had been pulled away from the cap. And so whoever had the pen before me had bent the cap, or bent the clip back toward the cap. That's not the right way to fix it. And it actually damages the clip. So I took the tassie off and kind of peeled up on the inside. There's this little eyelet in there that holds the clip on. And so I took the clip off, I straightened it properly and put it back on, and then I needed an eyelet to put on there, but I had to reuse what I had. But in the future, I'm going to need an eyelet setter. And so the trick to that is to take a piece of 3/8 inch allthread, grind down the threads to where you just have this shaft, and I've got a little bit of a tip that I've ground into it to make kind of a spreader for the eyelet. And then on the other end, I will have this. So this one with the nut on it will be put into the base of my drill press. This other one will be put in the chuck of the drill press, and the two of them will point together. And then I'll use the handle of the drill press to pull down the one to spread the eyelet against the other. Well, that's all good and well, but that's tangential to what I'm doing now. Now what I'm doing is making the mandrel to stick up inside the barrel of that Ambassador pen. So the way I'm doing that, the easy way anyway, and you see that, and that's right there is what this video is about. I've got my drill press. Go ahead and spin it up. The whole reason I was talking about the eyelet setters is because there was a guy on one of the fountain pen forums that talked about making some of his own, and it was his idea to use a drill press. And I'm like, dude, that's genius. Why didn't I think of that? So I'm basically doing the same thing he did, using a file to remove the threads. Now that's an awful lot of steel to be removed. And I thought ahead of time about that. I knew that was going to be an awful lot to remove, so I decided to collect it in a pan. Underneath this pan, I have taped a neodymium magnet out of a hard drive from a server. Okay? Now, the great thing about this, let me take it over here where we've actually got some light. Great thing about this is that these are, of course, iron filings. And the great thing about iron filings is that they are attracted to magnets. But not only are they attracted to magnets, but they also demonstrate the magnetic lines of force. Lines of magnetic force, however you want to say it. See that? Even when I just pull it out, it does that. But I'm going to shake a few... Well, I can't get out of the shadow here. Maybe that'll work. But you can see how as I drop them, you can even see this one speck right here kind of standing out, right? And of course they get too tall and they fall from their own weight into the rest of the magnetic lines. But if I can put it on the bottom here, you can see even just dropping them randomly, how they take on that shape. They follow the lines of force. through and through. Now, the reason I'm even pointing this out is just because this is an easy way of demonstrating geomagnetic lines. If this were a planet, it would be oriented this way, vertically, north and south. So you can get an idea of how the magnetic lines of force work around our own planet, too. Now, something else you can do, if you happen to have a clear box of sorts, you know, this is huge. This is way too big for the purpose. But I use that just to demonstrate what I'm talking about. Another thing you could use that's a bit smaller is one of these hand sanitizer containers. If you happen to find one, it doesn't have to be hand sand. It could be anything that is clear and square. It could be a salt shaker. If you have a glass jar salt shaker that you've got a lid or some other way that you can seal the lid, fill it up with the filings first, and then use some baby oil, because it's just clear mineral oil. Use baby oil in it would be best. If you don't have baby oil, you might have cooking oil. You could try that. If you live in a warm enough climate, something like coconut oil would work. As long as it's clear, that would be best. Vegetable oil will work. It's a little yellow, but it'll work. But you basically put these in your container, fill the container up with oil, and then you shake it to make it like a cloudy mess. And after you've got it shaken up, you put the magnet up against the side of it, and then you look at it from the other side, and you can see the lines of force in real time, 3D. You'll watch the tufts of metal just come down, and then they'll move into the lines of force, some faster than others, and it's just really cool to watch, really cool to look at. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share. I know it's not exactly high technology, but it is technology, it is knowledge, and that's what we aim for on this channel. So feel free to have fun with that. You know, get yourself a drill press and shave you off some thread. Make you a whole bunch of... Oh, by the way, you can also buy this stuff from scientific supply stores. And you see me handling it with my bare hands. It's iron, okay? Our blood is made out of iron, so it's not going to hurt you if you get a little bit on you. And you don't really want to swallow it. You don't want to ingest it. So make sure you wash your hands afterwards so you don't get any in your food. And this stuff is fine enough. It doesn't have any real splinters in it, but if you're not careful, you might wind up with some splinters, so do be careful. And as long as you got it being caught by a pan with a magnet on the other side, the reason I've got the magnet on the other side is because you're never going to get this stuff off of an actual magnet. So go ahead, have fun, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, this is CJ signing off.